The island of Maui, a tropical paradise known for its lush landscapes and vibrant culture, has been engulfed in one of the most devastating wildfires in history. The fire, which started in early August 2023, has left a trail of destruction, affecting thousands of lives and causing irreversible damage to the environment. But what led to this catastrophic event? And what can we learn from it to prevent similar disasters in the future? These are questions that not only demand answers, but also prompt us to think deeply about our relationship with nature. The Maui Wildfire, an in-depth look. It all began on a fateful day last month, when the island of Maui, specifically the vibrant community of Lahaina, was engulfed in flames. Initially starting as a small brush fire on the outskirts of the town, local officials thought they had it under control by mid-morning. However, by mid-afternoon, the fire had flared up again, fueled by high winds and dry conditions. The flames spread rapidly, leaving the community with little time to react. Some residents were so desperate to escape the inferno that they had to jump into the ocean as the fire overtook the town. The devastation was unimaginable. Entire neighborhoods and businesses were reduced to ash, and the human toll was staggering. At least 115 people have been confirmed dead, and hundreds more are still unaccounted for. The FBI has been working tirelessly to identify the missing, even employing specialized teams that use cell phone data to pinpoint the last known locations of potential victims. Search crews have been going through the ruins, looking for any sign of life, or, sadly, the remains of those who didn't make it. The situation is so dire that the FBI had to update its list of missing persons weekly to keep the public informed. As the community grapples with the loss and devastation, questions about accountability and preparedness have come to the forefront. The state's main electrical utility, Hawaiian Electrical Company, or HECO, is under intense scrutiny. The company is facing a class action lawsuit, and Maui County officials have also sued them, accusing the utility of being responsible for the fire. The allegations are serious. It's claimed that HECO failed to de-energize power lines despite high wind and red flag warnings. Even more concerning is the fact that some evidence that could determine the fire's cause may have been compromised during the firefighting efforts. This has led to a complex legal battle, with Maui County seeking damages that could total tens or hundreds of millions of dollars. But the blame doesn't stop there. Despite a similar destructive wildfire that broke out in 2018 under almost identical conditions, no significant wildfire management or other preventative measures were taken to mitigate future disasters. This has led to a sense of frustration and disappointment among local officials and first responders. Many police officers who helped with evacuations this time around suffered from smoke inhalation due to lack of proper respiratory protection. It's a grim reminder that lessons from the past disasters were not heeded. As of now, the situation is still critical. While the Lahaina fire is 90% contained after burning more than 2,170 acres, other fires on the island continue to pose a threat. The Olinda fire has burned an estimated 1,081 acres and is 85% contained, and the Kula fire is also 85% contained, with just over 200 acres burned. Fire crews are working diligently to find and contain hotspots, but the road to recovery will be long and arduous. In the wake of this tragedy, one can't help but wonder, what can we learn from this tragedy? After having set the stage with the origins of the fire, it's crucial to examine the underlying factors that turned a small blaze into a catastrophic event. Causes of wildfires. As already discussed, wildfires are often caused by a combination of natural and human factors. In the case of the Maui wildfire, while the exact cause is still under investigation, the major culprit is the Hawaiian Electric Company. However, there is certainly more to this story than meets the eye. The role of climate change cannot be ignored when discussing the causes of wildfires. Rising temperatures and prolonged periods of drought cause the perfect conditions for wildfires to ignite and spread. In the case of Maui, the National Weather Service had issued a high wind watch and a fire warning. indicating that strong winds could knock down power lines and ignite a fire that would spread quickly due to dry conditions. However, understanding the causes of wildfires is only the first step toward prevention. Now, let's move on to some actionable tips. Prevention measures. Preventing wildfires is a complex task that involves multiple stakeholders, including government agencies, utility companies, and the community. One of the key prevention measures is the de-energization of power lines during high-risk conditions, something the Hawaiian Electric Company is accused of neglecting. Proper land management, including the clearing of dry vegetation, is another crucial step to preventing wildfires. Controlled burns are often used to eliminate potential fuel for wildfires, but these need to be conducted carefully to avoid causing a larger fire. Public awareness is also a vital component of wildfire prevention. People need to be educated about the risks and the steps they can take to mitigate them. This includes simple actions, like properly disposing of cigarette butts and not leaving campfires unattended. Technology can also play a role in prevention, with advanced weather forecasting models helping to predict high-risk conditions and early warning systems alerting residents to take necessary precautions. Now, while prevention is better than cure, what if you did find yourself in the midst of a wildfire? What should you do then? Safety tips during a wildfire. When a wildfire does break out, knowing what to do can be the difference between life and death. The first and most important tip is to evacuate as soon as an official order is given. Delaying evacuation can put you and your family at risk. It's also crucial to have an emergency kit ready, including essentials like water, non-perishable food, and important documents. If you're caught in a wildfire, it's important to cover your nose and mouth with a wet cloth to avoid inhaling smoke, and to stay low to the ground where the air is cleaner. During the Maui Wildfire, some residents were forced to jump into the ocean to escape the flames. While this is an extreme measure, it highlights the importance of being aware of your surroundings and knowing all possible escape routes. Communication is key during a wildfire, so make sure to have a battery-powered radio to stay updated on the situation. Also, never go back into a burning building to retrieve belongings. Material items can be replaced, but lives cannot. Where wildfires most occur. Wildfires are more likely to occur in areas with dry climates, but they can happen anywhere. In the United States, states like California, Oregon, and Colorado are often hit hard by wildfires. But as the Maui wildfire shows, even tropical locations are not immune. The risk of wildfires is often higher in rural areas where there's an abundance of dry vegetation that can serve as fuel. However, urban wildland interface areas, where homes are built close to areas of wild vegetation, are also at high risk. Climate change is making wildfires more common and more intense, affecting regions that were previously considered low risk. This means that even if you live in an area where wildfires have not historically been a problem, it's important to be prepared. Government agencies are using data analytics and predictive modeling to identify high-risk areas and take preventative measures. But it's ultimately up to individuals to take responsibility for their own safety and the safety of their community. In the end, the flames that consumed Maui may have left scars on the landscape, but they've also ignited a renewed commitment to safeguarding our precious planet. As we reflect on the lessons learned from this tragedy, we find ourselves standing at a crossroads. Will we heed the warnings of nature's fury, or allow complacency to smolder beneath the surface? Tell us what you think in the comments below. If you liked the video, please consider subscribing and sharing so we can keep bringing more content like this. See you next time.